Hi, you guys. How you doing out there? Let's talk some astrology. It's Sunday, December 6th, and I'm here to tell you about what this next week is going to be like. Are you feeling a little bit loopy or off or maybe even surrounded by drama? You're not alone. We're in between two eclipses, and just kind of like the energy of a full moon, how everybody goes a little bit crazy, that's what we're feeling right now. So we had a full moon lunar eclipse last week, and we have a new moon solar eclipse coming up next week. And we also have some really interesting things coming up in mid-December. Jupiter and Saturn are both moving into Aquarius. And at the very beginning of the sign of Aquarius, they have a conjunction. And these great conjunctions, which you may have heard about, there's a little bit of buzz out there. The great conjunctions happen approximately once every 20 years. And I'm here to tell you what makes this one extra special. My name's Erin, this is Queen Bee Tarot, and I've got an astrology update for you that's not just about the Great Conjunction, but man, this week our emotions might be on a roller coaster. I'll tell you why. Today we have Venus trine Neptune, so that means our sense of creating beauty and living up to our ideals is basically at a peak. We're feeling good, we're in a good groove. Then, as soon as the week gets started, the energy kind of turns a little bit differently. When we had a fire trine just recently, now what we've got going on is the moon moves into Virgo, which is detail oriented, feeling a little bit critical, and we might start getting down on our ideas. We've been feeling extra positive lately, and so this will be really noticeable, like a downturn in energy. On Wednesday, we've got the Sun square Neptune. So that means all of a sudden we're going to look at our ideals and our plans and our hopes and go, oh man, what a stupid idea. But that's not necessarily the case. This is a great time to look over those details, double check everything, check those lists twice, but don't necessarily give up on those hopes, because by the end of the week, our positivity returns. We've got Sun trine Mars and Venus sextile Pluto. And what that means generally is that we're going to be feeling okay with working with our doubts. Our doubts and our fears are going to feel a lot less overwhelming. And we're going to come back to a positive place where we have an idea of what our next best steps are. So, the Great Conjunction. Oh man, what makes it special is that great conjunctions, like I said, between Jupiter and Saturn happen approximately every 20 years, but they go through a cycle of for 200 years at a time being in just water signs or just earth signs. So for the last 200 years, these great conjunctions have all been in earth signs, except for in 1980, it was in Libra. And we got a taste of introducing a little bit of new philosophy, new ideas into our everyday way of living. Jupiter is optimism and trying new things, and Saturn is sticking to what we know, making fearful decisions, and upholding the status quo, keeping things the way they are. So when the two of them meet every 20 years, it's an opportunity to rethink what we're creating and why. And maybe if we want to tweak some things, it's a great opportunity to put those ideas and changes into place or into practice. So, like I said, all these great conjunctions were in earth signs. And earth signs are all about keeping that status quo. So if we look at Jupiter and Saturn as two planets coming together, Saturn would kind of win out because it has more of an earth energy, keeping things the way they are. In 1980, when the Great Conjunction happened in Libra, there was a new sense of equality, balance, fairness, and justice. We started having things like Earth Day right around that time, incorporating recycling into our everyday life. The environmental awareness and thinking about the future and making positive choices now was a new kind of way of our collective awareness approaching our everyday way of living. So, then in 2000, we had one last great conjunction in an earth sign. It was Taurus. And Taurus is all about satisfying our needs. And in 2000, there was a very kind of doubling down of selfish pursuits. And the wage gap got bigger, the poverty gap got bigger, and the haves had more, and the have-nots suffered more. So this polarization was accentuated over the last 20 years. And we've really been thinking a lot about, is this working for everybody? Is this working for me? And these questions are very important because now on December 21st, on the winter solstice, this great conjunction is happening in Aquarius. And we've all heard that hippie song, The Age of Aquarius. And what it's all about is making sure that we're looking after everyone instead of just taking for ourselves and saying, well, they have to figure theirs out. That's not really fair, is it? Aquarius is the humanitarian, the one who wants to advocate for social change and really look out for the little guy. So this great conjunction is a reset where instead of Saturn kind of winning out and upholding the status quo, this time when the two planets meet together, Jupiter wins out. Jupiter says, you know what? Things have to change. Let's try new ways of living. Let's incorporate these new philosophies, these new ideals that we've prioritized recently, and let's try and do better now that we know better. There's no excuse, right? So December is going to be a really, really wonderful month. And what we're experiencing in between these eclipses is a sense of closure. A huge theme in between these eclipses, while we're feeling foggy, we might be acting instinctually and reacting from an emotional or a pain place when we come up against conflict. And the biggest risk right now is self-deception. Looking at our own actions and going, no, 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 the other person's wrong, it's not me. And in this time of fogginess, we might truly believe that we're the ones that are right, but we are being asked right now to reconsider perspectives other than our own and think about our quick reactions and try to calm ourselves down and be a little bit more patient. So hang in there. After the solar eclipse next week, things will start to really mellow out. And there's going to be a fresh air, new beginning kind of feeling as we close out 2020. It's been a wild ride, you guys. Please go check out my page for the horoscopes. I do post them every week on Sundays. I do a general overview for everybody talking about the planetary energy at hand. And then I do a write-up for every zodiac sign. So if you know your sun, your moon, your rising, look those all up. And if you have any questions about any of these astrological things that are happening and how they might affect you, comment below, send me a private message, and make sure to like and follow for all of my updates. I'll talk to you guys soon. This is Erin at Queen Bee Tarot. Take care out there, you guys. I hope you're well, and we'll get through this. Bye now.